let's get into it. We are doing a deep dive into a really specific moment, January 1980.
Right.
And it's this feeling of stepping into a new decade, into the future, sort of. We really want to get a snapshot of what people were watching, what they were listening to right at that moment.
And to really get it, you have to start with the economy, you know, just to ground ourselves.
Yeah.
Gas had just tipped over $1 a gallon, which, I mean, that was a huge deal, a crisis, really.
$1 a gallon, wow.
But at the same time, escaping all that was still pretty cheap. A movie ticket would set you back maybe $2.50, maybe $2.75.
And that contrast is just perfect for what was happening at the box office. You had these two huge but totally different experiences. On one hand, you've got the massive spectacle of Star Trek, the motion picture. It was still doing really well.
Oh, yeah. The special effects were what the reviews called insane. Just totally groundbreaking stuff.
But people also said it was kind of slow.
Yeah, that's right.
A little philosophical.
Exactly. And then on the complete other end of the spectrum, you have Kramer versus Kramer.
Yes. With Dustin Hoffman and Meryl Streep.
And that movie was just, it was intense. The sources say it was making entire theaters cry. So you had this choice between this grand public space opera and this incredibly private, emotional wreckage.
That move toward the personal, the intimate. You see it on the radio, too.
Oh, for sure.
I mean, Michael Jackson's Rock With You was just everywhere. It was from off the wall.
And it was so smooth. It was disco, but it was like a step beyond. It managed to avoid that whole disco sucks backlash because it was just so sophisticated.
Pure dance music, yeah. But what's so funny is that sitting right next to it on the charts.
The Pina Colada song?
Pina Colada song. Rupert Holmes.
Yeah.
So you have this really weird mix of like super slick R&B and the absolute softest of soft rock.
It just shows you that tastes were already getting very, very specific.
Okay, but what was the stuff that actually brought everyone together? The big shared cultural events.
Well, you have to talk about the Super Bowl. It was all building up to it in January.
The Pittsburgh Steelers versus the LA Rams.
And the Steelers were a dynasty. I mean, they were this industrial era powerhouse, and everyone, pretty much everyone, just assumed they were going to win. It was a national event.
And on TV, there was another thing everyone was watching.
Dallas.
Dallas, specifically J.R. Ewing.
The guy everyone loved to hate. And this is before the Who Shot J.R. thing even happened. The show just had this incredible cultural gravity. Everyone talked about it.
So you had these massive shared experiences, the Steelers, J.R. Ewing. But at the very same time, this new piece of tech was showing up that was all about, you know, tuning everyone else out.
This is where we get to the future, the Sony Walkman.
Yeah.
And the descriptions of it are fascinating. There's this tiny little cassette player, clips right onto your belt. And it came with these light little foam headphones.
So for the first time, you could walk down the street listening to your own music.
In stereo.
Yeah.
Your own personal sound.
Yeah.
The idea was just mind-blowing.
Total personalization. The future of music right there. But, and this is the big but.
The price.
The price. It was around $200.
Which was a ton of money back then. So while it was this incredible vision of the future, it wasn't something most people could actually, you know, get their hands on. Not yet.
Right.
So that's the real tension of January 1980. You have the old guard, the collective experience of something like the Steelers dynasty.
Or Dallas, yeah.
Existing right next to the beginning of this hyper-personalized private world offered by something like the Walkman. We're moving from the living room to the belt clip.
It just makes you think, I mean, what would it feel like to experience music that way for the very first time as this totally private, portable thing that isolates you from everything else? And then you have to wonder, does the high cost of a new technology actually matter in the long run? Or does the power of an idea like that personal experience, always win out, something for you to chew on?